Hey, Elmers, we're here at the end of our spooky season, and we got 31 movies lined up over the next 2 weeks to bring to you in Blitz style format. This is first time for any of us doing this, and we really don't know how it's going to go. My guess is a lot of arguing, a lot of inaudible. No, yeah,
I don't really
I don't
agree with
think
that, but
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. So the way it's going to work is we're going to cover the 31 movies that we watched this previous month, even though we watched like 37 or some shit.
like 39.
Yeah, because we went to the theater together to watch some new movies that came out. We
Yeah.
watched the movies that we did for the pod, which we will not be covering in this, the previous week's episodes at least. But we did 31 movies. We're going to chop each of them up into 5-minute mini reviews, probably a lot of loud noises and contradicting
Oh yeah.
opinions. And really, I'm expecting some of these movies to be completely misremembered or mistaken for others.
Absolutely.
We all watched the same 31 movies. They were all watched by us individually, and we didn't watch them in the same order. So some of these movies, I know like Bill watched a couple movies day one that I ended my viewing month with. So there's going to be some hot takes here for sure.
And we each picked 10. So when we do draw the movies, we will reveal whose pick it was too. So that will be included.
Yep, we each picked 10 movies, and then we
Then-
all chose to go see Halloween Kills, which we'll cover Halloween Kills as well.
Which we chose to see on Bill's couch.
Yeah, shout out to Peacock.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me watch that in sweatpants on the couch because,
Great
with
sweatpants.
Really weird dubbing, like the audio was off for a good portion of it.
man, I think it was off the entire time.
We'll
I
get
think
into
we
it.
stopped.
We'll
Yeah.
get into it.
We'll get into it. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to start with movie number 1. I'm picking these out of a hat at random, and then...
Let's go, baby.
Is that a trilby? What is that?
Well, okay, well, I don't know what you said.
The hat.
Oh, my gosh.
Number 1.
This is Bill's pick, 1973 Torso.
Oh, God.
Torso. Yeah.
Torso.
Oh, man. This
What-
is-
all right, starting on some giallo. Um,
Yeah. This movie was
Terrible.
again.
no.
Rob hated this movie. It was the first
It was
movie
the
you
first
watched.
movie I watched. Oh man, it put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm glad I got it over with quick. But this movie shouldn't have been called Torso. This movie should have been called Blood Tits Italian Edition.
Blood tits. We would have just known it was Italian
It-
from that title.
The cold open is an orgy. It's a softcore porno.
Yeah. So, like
Yeah,
he
I
said,
loved
this
it.
one
This
was really
great.
enjoyable.
Yeah, this was really good. Yeah.
It's terrible.
No,
it's
even
so bad.
even by giallo, from other ones that we've seen, it is pretty boring, but it definitely has the best nudity.
This is
For
the best
sure.
nudity of any giallo, possibly any horror movie I've seen. Like the entire cast is so attractive. I'm not convinced this wasn't a porn.
It's almost like they got a bunch of Eurobabe models that couldn't act and just threw them in a movie to show their tits. Call me
You
crazy.
Just describe giallo pretty much.
Also, the lead actress was like 15 years older than all of her college roommates and friends.
Susie Kendall.
Noticeably older. It made no sense.
She was also like the only American in the film, and like
Yeah.
the only one who didn't
Yeah,
have a
that doesn't
dubbed
really
over
make
voice.
sense.
It was really strange, and also
My-
didn't get naked.
Didn't get naked.
Which was
and
the most excited nudity. I was looking
Nudity.
forward to that nudity,
I don't know.
and it's the only one you didn't get.
Okay, so on the real note, this movie wasn't the worst movie that we watched this
It
month.
definitely
No,
was.
unfortunately
Not even close
Not
for
even
me.
close.
I think I gave this movie like a D plus. I throw all of my
A
100 scale out the window for these 31 movies.
A 31D or what?
This was like a
Dirty
34
undies.
double D. This movie was solid. But it was also horrible. But I will say, of all the giallo movies I've seen so far, this one had like the most clear parallels of inspiration to like the first wave of American slashers, like
Yeah.
the ski mask like antagonist.
Ski Mask was cool.
Very much like Michael Myers. Like, I don't know, there was some elements of this that I definitely see where the inspiration came from, but also wasn't great. It wasn't a red sweater with black stripes.
Oh no, ascot. It
it's-
was scarf. No, it wasn't a red and black scarf. It was a black and red scarf with my twin brother, who you never saw till the end of the movie.
You hated this movie.
I hated this movie. I gave this movie a 2 out of 10. This is
2 out of
terrible.
10? I gave it a 53.
You would have to pay me money to watch this movie again. It's that
I would.
bad.
Well,
You pay me money to watch this movie again?
Yeah, I'll give you $1 to watch Torso
It's
again.
going to be more than that.
I'll give you $5 to watch Torso.
More
again.
than that.
Bill, match me. That's $10.
More than that.
That's not in the cards right now. I can't really swing that.
Well,
Oh, no. Nope. Please don't.
so
But,
this is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, unless I'm getting movies mixed up, I love the idea of the group of 5 girls being scared about a killer, so they're
vacation.
so they go to a house together that's like away from pretty much everything else on the campus. They're like, oh, let's just all stay together and isolate ourselves from the rest, to where they need groceries
Oh.
brought in.
Not only that, dude, they literally show up in town wearing like skimpy outfits. Every man in town is in this town square ogling them and being like, wow, look at the thighs on her. And then they ride a tractor up the mountain to the chateau.
They know, like, they were supposed to be hiding out there,
Their
and
friend
it's
is
almost
dead.
like an evil layer that looks over the whole town. Like, it is so obvious where they are and how easy it is to get there.
Yeah, but they
Yes.
get milk and bread delivered daily.
So there's like the whole plot revolves around like these university students and a string of murders that are happening, like grisly murders that are happening on the university campus. And yeah, these girls just get terrified and isolate themselves and completely remove themselves from any society, any sort of telecommunications. Nobody knows where they've been. And then lo and behold, the only other person that joined them on their journey is the slasher.
Oh, and on top of that, the main girl, the main actress, she like takes drugs to go to sleep because she broke her ankle and sleeps through all of her friends being murdered downstairs.
Hey, have you ever taken some good-ass pain drugs?
Yes.
Then you know.
And I woke up in the middle of my friends being
They make
murdered.
drugs for ass pain?
All right, 30,
Yes, they do.
30-second
It's
warning.
called weed.
30-second
Puff,
warning.
puff, pass.
Torso, yeah, good giallo. If you want to, like, you know, have
It's
like
not even
some
good
gore
giallo.
and maybe bust a nut, it's the movie for you.
There's not even that much gore. A lot of the kills
No,
are
it all
off
comes
screen.
from the one. Yeah, you kind of just see it all.
There's
at
like
the end.
a weird like kill with a car, kind of.
That was
where it's
actually
like,
a fun
that
kill.
where it's like
Good.
backing up like into a wall.
That was actually a cool kill.
If you like barefoot swamp tromping,
Oh,
this is
dude, that was hilarious. Where she's like,
All
"I'm really
right,
high, and you guys are trying
done.
to rape me."
5 minutes, that's
Alrighty,
over.
5 minutes, we're done. Rob, pick a movie. Let's keep this thing rolling.
We're gonna hit our groove.
Movie
Elmer's,
number
don't,
2.
Oh
don't
shit!
be shy.
Oh,
Movie
it's-
number
It's
2.
folded in half. It's folded in half. Oh, Isolation 2005, picked by
Isolation.
Michael. No, don't let me put it back in there. I love this movie. This is a great film.
This movie was really cool. This was definitely one of the better ones of the month, in my opinion. And had a really cool story. It was just gross too. Lots of animal gore. Animal gore is always kind of unsettling.
It's also super simple. Like, you could have adapted this to the stage. Not that you would, because that'd be a weird play. But
I
you
would go
could
see
have,
that play.
because really it all takes place like on the farm, and most of it's in the barn. There's not even really any shots inside the. There's like one shot in the house where he's like washing dishes. But
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the set for this was great. This was like a gross. You know, I like gross sets where I just
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable where they
everything's like
need.
wet and overcast.
Yeah,
'cause it's
they're
Ireland.
waiting
Yeah, it's like-
around in fucking cow shit.
Fucking
A
cow shit.
Northern Ireland cow farm.
Yeah, they're
And
definitely
so
Catholic.
the accents. Oh my god, one of the
I love 'em.
best parts of this movie
I
for
love
sure.
men with Irish accents. Jesus,
Mm.
just talk to me.
So I didn't know anything about this movie, and I just heard about it on a couple like horror reviews and just reading. Somebody was said that it was one of their favorite horror movies of the last 20 years, and
Wow.
I put that. Well, I think it was specifically under like the. I think the caveat was lesser known horror movies, but still, I took note of it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put that on my short list. And then when it came time to pick movies, I put it on this list, and I'm really glad I did. I didn't know anything about it. I went in
Yeah, same.
completely blind, and I think Rob, you said this right after reviewing it. This was just like a modern, low budget, foreign indie love letter to the thing,
Gritty Irish love letter. Yeah.
and it totally was.
Oh yeah.
I
It
would
is.
recommend Elmer's check this one out. Of all
Yeah,
the
this
films
is a
we're going to
fun
review, this was actually
Honestly,
badass.
like the monster I love, and you don't see a lot of it, but you see enough of it that it's satisfying.
Mhm.
But the most intense sequence in the entire film is when the calf is being birthed.
Oh yeah.
That's like really intense and gritty, and also watching him spin that thing around, it's like,
Oh
oh,
my
man, this
God.
dude is a farmer. Like he's been like this is in his blood. Like he's been doing this for like 15 generations.
We definitely talked about this outside of the pod of how it almost came across silly, but then we were like, that might actually just be a fucking thing that they have to do sometimes.
Honestly, like
He
it's
did it
like,
with so much confidence and bravado
Exactly.
that I was like, this dude knows exactly what the fuck
It
he's
is.
doing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
exactly how you feel.
watching a guy be like a really good dad, and also he's built and has like a strong eyeball game.
I've never
like,
seen that.
Please take me home.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It'd be so foreign to me.
That's part of the
Get it?
part of the excitement.
You know, well, because it's Irish.
Also that.
Yeah. Well, enough about the
Anyway.
daddy kinks. I mean, we'll get into
We'll get
more
into-
daddy
There'll be a lot of
kinks.
daddy
There's a
kinks
lot.
coming
There's-
up.
Oh my God,
there's one
I
in
know.
particular.
There's a big daddy kink coming up later. But yeah, Isolation was just badass. Unknown writer and director was Billy O'Brien. Maybe he's done some other things I'm unfamiliar with. Anything else he's done? Quick looking at his IMDb page, and
Yeah,
there's
quick
not
peek.
much there. But this had a cast that was small and all pretty much unknown. Like I said, it was filmed in Northern Ireland, and I think that like the cast is like Bulgarian, Egyptian, English. Most of them are all from London, though, is something I did
Yeah, it's
notice.
an international
Yeah.
city.
Right. Well, yeah. Also, I mean,
you know that?
international city, like fucking every city is, depending on where you're at.
London, New York, Beijing, you know.
Yeah, that was good. We'll keep that in. But yeah, I mean, this had some like okay, wouldn't like trigger warning, I guess. I'm not gonna give it to you. Watch it and find out.
I'm
Honestly,
kind of curious what the trigger warning
No,
is.
there's
Is it
just like some
animal shit.
there's some like animal like not abuse, obviously. It's
Well,
like implied and
it's-
off screen.
there's some
and
graphic like killing.
Yeah, there's some animal gore. I mean, it's centered around an Irish farm where there's fucking.
gene
Are we
splicing.
ruining movies on this or not?
Kind of, yeah.
Let's try
Um,
not to, I guess. Unless it's torso. We
If
revealed
you're
the whole
listening
plot
to
in
our
Blood
podcast
Hit.
actually
on movie
didn't, though.
reviews and you're mad that we can review a movie, I'm sorry.
All right, so
Yeah, fuck it. They all die at the end.
30-second warning. This, yeah, like we said, this has a great story, cool animal gore. It's gross. I gave it a 72, one of the better ones of the month for me.
I was invested in these characters from the very beginning. Like, you give a shit about these people. I also gave it a 7 out of 10. I didn't do a 100 score on these guys.
Right on.
I did letter grades, and it was all on a horror curve. It's the month. It's the theme. I gave this one a solid B+. It was great.
Alrighty, we're going to movie number 3. This is a pick from me, 1987's The Stepfather. We were just talking about daddies.
Ooh, I did like this film, too.
Yeah, this one was fun. Have you guys seen the remake?
No.
I haven't seen the remake, no.
Don't.
Don't.
Well, I didn't really have any basis of like if it was any good or not, and after seeing this, it's not good. I mean, even for being fucking 30 years older, this movie is way better.
I like that he remarries, right, to this widow, and
Widowess.
her widowess, and her adult, or not her adult, her like high school daughter. Everything about him getting this is wrong.
Yeah, keep it going.
Keep going, you got it.
And he's like immediately trying to become her dad. Like she's like 16, and he's like telling her to call him daddy.
Oh,
and,
I
like,
bought you a puppy.
Buys her a puppy and like
An
all
ugly
of this
ass
stuff,
dog, too.
dude.
Yeah, well, I used
Way
to have
too
my little
quick.
Rin Tin Tin.
Right, and then gets weirded out when some boy brings her home, and she's like,
Yeah.
he's gonna rape her on our doorstep. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Your
he's-
big family kink.
Very intense, but that's the thing that the newer one is missing, which I'm not going to talk about more because you guys haven't
We
seen
haven't
it.
seen it.
But
we
like
didn't watch it.
We're not going to see it.
the intensity. Yeah, I told you not to.
Don't want to.
The intensity of the dad in this one or stepfather.
Isn't the dad in the new one the
great.
guy from You? Or like one of the
I
guys
don't know.
from You is like the boyfriend or something? I think he's in that. Let's talk
No,
about
use
things that
on
we don't-
first.
Use on second, actually. I'm on first. Anyway, so this has Terry O'Quinn in it, who I will never not take time out of each pod to mention when a cast member of one of our films is a member of the cast of Lost. And obviously,
Oh, right,
Terry
right.
O'Quinn played John Locke on Lost, one of the larger characters in the movie. This was kind of his, or in the,
Is he the lead? Is he the stepdad?
no. But he has to have daddy issues in the or like Terry O'Quinn is the stepfather in the Stepfather.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no, I realized
Yeah,
that.
okay.
But he.
What'd you think I was asking?
Oh, I thought you were being fucking kinky and weird about like the lost stepdaddy.
Yeah, we just thought you were being kinky.
Why would you think that?
I don't know, because your hand's on my inner thigh.
Because I'm handsome? Yes, I am handsome.
You're handsome. Handsome of me that.
Very handsy.
All right, we're getting crazy.
Terry Quinn also plays the Maniac wrestler in the Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
What?
Yeah.
He's Maniac?
He's Maniac. So that's why, like, hey, Maniac, you got any kids? He's like, oh, no, not anymore.
That is blowing.
Is that mind-blowing?
My fucking mind. That's amazing.
Yes. Tidbit.
What?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he's been on 2 of the greatest shows in the history of television.
Lost in It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He looks absolutely nothing
No.
like he used
really
to.
doesn't.
That's insane. And
He
I
went
love that
downhill.
now I love that little bit of him not having kids anymore.
It's even better, right?
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of gore in this, but I mean, it's got a blunt object kill, which
Oh, a
is
good
like,
blunt object kill.
which we're all fans of here on the pod. A nice 2x4 fucking beat down.
Yeah, dude, I would say.
Pretty hot shower scene, too.
Oh my god, I talked to Mike on this for like a while about like how great this nude scene was, because I was 100% sure that
When he's washing the blood
this
off at the
girl was
beginning.
not going to get
Oh, that
naked
one.
in this movie, and then she does, and I was just like, ah.
I thought the intro where
Yeah,
he's-
you were talking about the
where he's just
stepfather.
finished like killing his whole family.
So that's like one of the.
That's hot, too.
That's actually a great open in like horror history, I think, and it's like fairly iconic. The opening 2 minutes of this, when he's cleaning up, taking
Yeah.
off or shaving, he's
Yeah.
getting his hair cut, and then he comes down the stairs. They got that creepy ass music,
But
and you
then
just
he
see all
like
the blood
touches
and
the
struggle.
phone after he like showered. And
Dude, but it's like 1980.
It's fucking 87.
Like,
There
yeah.
ain't fucking scanning.
no
for
one knew what
prints.
fingerprints were back then.
I mean, it
Dog.
could take prints, but
You
how
could-
in a system?
You could murder somebody within a day's travel and be able to get away with it.
Didn't
pretty
like
much.
Dennis Rader like write notes to the police and stay at large for like
Yes.
30 plus fucking years?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Shout out to BTK if you're listening.
Yo, BTK, if you're listening,
Big fan.
I love your work.
And this, oh
Big
my
fan of the
god,
Whopper?
the line near the end when he's like, planning on killing the current family and also planning on starting the new one when he's on the
He's
phone. And,
confused
Who
about
am
who
I
he
here?
is.
yeah, he says the wrong name, and the wife is like, "What did you say?" And he just goes, "Who am I here?"
Yeah.
Like
Sure
at
as-
this point, he just does not give a fuck.
He
He's
knows
like-
he's about to come unglued on this bitch with a fucking telephone receiver. And
Oh
he
yeah, and then the
does-
phone throw.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
He's like, "Are you sure that you didn't get fired?" He's like, "Sure as my name is not the name that I told you it was."
Yeah, this was
All right,
fun. I like this one.
10-second warning.
Watch this movie.
I think
This one's worth watching.
I'm gonna give this a 68.
Give it a 7 out of 10.
This is one that I also rated, and I'll tell you as soon as I see it. C plus.
C+,
Mm.
yeah,
Okay,
all
C
around
plus,
the same
yeah.
area. All right, movie number 4.
Michael,
Michael's drawing for this one.
All right, let's see what the next movie is. We have Rob's first pick of the night, 1988's Waxwork. I need more caffeine, mommy.
I need
Waxwork.
my caffeine, mother.
So this is a pile of shit.
It's so much fun.
I did not like this.
I
movie.
love this movie.
This one was not my favorite, but
Oh.
I didn't absolutely hate it. But
So many good
Fuck.
one-liners.
I guess.
I'm here to do what I want or fuck off.
Yeah, I watched fucking. I wanted to watch 31 movies to get 3 good one-liners from each of them. I'll tell you what. A spoiler alert: Rob either picked fucking great movies or absolutely dog shit movies, and this,
They're all
unfortunately
pretty
for
good.
me,
I feel
fell
like
in
that
the
could
latter.
be said for either of us.
The like cavalry at the end of old folks people and the dude in the like tank wheelchair. Come on,
Dude,
the Marquis de Sade.
I
was
do-
like,
don't
your-
fucking play on my emotions. You know I love
Your
Marquis de Sade.
girl had your first orgasm at the end of a whip.
Yeah, I mean, usually
Oh,
when I'm
yeah.
watching films of that nature, they're much shorter and will.
Well, it's just because you only watched
more
5 minutes of it.
Yeah, they're much more entertaining. This did have Dana Ashbrook in it, who was great. And I will say the first vignette in this film I actually did really like.
The werewolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy from Twin Peaks. He plays Bobby in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Dana Ashbrook played Tony in this movie. And Tony was such a fun, silly fucking character. And he was Bobby from Twin Peaks
Yeah.
in the Waxwork.
Uh-huh.
And the first 20 minutes of this movie, I was like, this could be a lot of really fun camp. But by the end of it, I was like, oh my god.
It was a lot. I feel like it dragged a little bit, and the story got weirdly confusing. I think I might have been doing something else while watching this too.
I will
Yeah,
say,
like not watching
when
it,
they
yeah, me too.
like go to like
Watching a different
they,
movie.
they go to the family friend and like get all the lore about the artifacts and stuff. Is like, wait, what is this? Where is this coming
It's
from?
just sloppy, lazy fucking film writing is what it was. This was the longest 96 minutes of the
It is
fucking
not,
of the month.
not
I
even
think.
close.
I disagree. I still
This
think it's not
this
close.
this dragged a
96
little
minutes?
in the middle, and that's it. It was not a chore to watch.
I like anything that has teachers or professors
care for a closer look.
giving unnecessarily
talking to
long assignments to punish their students.
The German
I
teacher.
wrote down
Oh,
this
he-
quote.
yeah,
I
he
loved
was
it. He
kinda
said,
funny.
"Tomorrow I want a 20-page report on the subject and a 40-page essay on dictators."
And then making his maid
As a
write
punishment?
the essay about dictators, and it's like, dictator no good, make me sad.
Oh, is the like Cuban housemaid?
The help, and you can't fraternize with them. That's how anarchy happens.
Dude, that was
That was rough.
like, there were moments of this movie that were funny. And I'm being
Yeah.
overly critical
The-
because by the last
Because
40 minutes
I
of it
picked it.
were very much unenjoyable because I wanted it to end so badly. But like that probably clouded my judgment.
The
This-
werewolf like brushing his shoulder off and then ripping a dude in half. Come on.
yeah, I don't,
Amazing.
It wasn't what I wanted to be because I do have like a relatively real feel. I can't
Real
talk.
fear of
a real
wax-
fear
waxworks?
of wax museums.
Really?
And I thought it was going to be like strict
You'll
to
grow
that.
out of
Yeah,
it.
when I don't know. Yeah, my parents took us to a wax museum in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, where the abolitionist John Brown was tried and hanged, and like not knowing what we were getting into, and it was fucking terrifying.
Wait.
Like
Was it a wax museum when he was tried and hanged there?
there was just like that's like what the figures were of.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
And
like
stuff.
the site that he was tried and hanged on. It was like a
Well, that
wax
was in-
museum.
Well, Harpers Ferry is where like the event happened, and he was tried and hanged in
Gotcha.
Charlestown.
I thought Harper's Ferry
Where I'm
wrote
from.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I said. So you were at the Boo Radley Museum,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
That would have been
was a-
just as scary, probably.
It was a midnight viewing.
I thought that was Shakespeare.
No, that's Waxwork.
Oh, right, which brings us back full
Big
circle.
Full
to
circle.
So yeah,
You got it.
Yep,
You got it. That's waxwork.
And if that was confusing to you, I dare you to try to watch
The
and
movie is
discern fucking Waxwork.
Great, and there's a sequel that I'm definitely going to watch, and I might make you guys watch it for the pod. We'll
Oh,
see.
maybe we should though, because
see.
the sequel actually is supposed to have some really good special
Special
effects.
effects.
Yeah, who does the special effects in that movie?
Also,
Oh, it was
It's the
someone.
same person who does the special effects in Hellraiser, and I should be a better fan of like my
apparently,
favorite fucking series.
the sequel starts out with the two survivors being like prosecuted for murdering people and burning down the Waxwork Museum,
I
which is a
mean-
great bit of continuity because you never see that kind of shit in horror movies.
All right, 10-second warning.
Where it's like, oh, we found like 15 dead bodies in your house. You guys are definitely under arrest now.
All right, I give waxwork a 55.
I gave Waxwork a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a D plus. You gave it a fucking 7 out of
I
10.
love this
Oh
movie.
my god!
All right, I think it's your draw, right?
It is my
Well,
draw.
All right, we are going for movie number 5.
Movie number 5 is Jennifer's Body, 2009, chosen by Michael.
I fucking did not like this movie. And I really wanted to because I've had it talked up so much, and it just, everything I wanted to be, it just wasn't. I hated the portrayal of fucking high school. I thought the soundtrack was really annoying. I really don't like Amanda Seyfried or whatever.
Oh my
that
god!
might be a
Stop it!
part of it.
Stop it!
I like her in Mean
Right?
Girls, and that's it.
Stop it!
She
She
But
is.
like her doing the narration, I thought was annoying. It seemed like
What else did you think was annoying?
most of this fucking movie, to be honest. I thought the way that the high schoolers talk, they were like, we'll just fucking have them use a bunch of slurs, and then everyone will know they're in high school, and that's it.
That's
and
pretty accurate.
it's not. And the fire, I
I-
thought was fucking like the way the band acknowledged it by not acknowledging it, and then them picking fucking Jennifer as their sacrifice was just their.
I mean, she's a total slut. There's no way she's a virgin, right?
Yeah, and like that made no sense. And she was like obviously trying to fuck them and like bringing them drinks, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is the virgin that we need." This movie was fucking bad, dude. It was not good. You guys go ahead.
I like this movie. I think it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. This has like a weird crossover between what's that? All those like movies from the late '90s about a nerdy girl that suddenly becomes hot in high school.
Like 10 Things I Hate
Yeah,
About
10
You.
Things I Hate About
Can't
You,
Hardly Wait.
What nerdy girl gets hot in Jennifer's body?
The what's her name?
Needy?
Needy. Yeah.
No.
But I mean the feel of that film with
No,
like the way
hold
the
on.
high school students are,
know what you
and J.K. Simmons as the one-handed teacher and
Needy and Jennifer though are like two sides of the same coin, and it's like kind of hard to determine who is like the antagonist and protagonist. And I know you're gonna be blah blah blah, but like really, I think there's a lot of depth in this story that is getting completely brushed over. I actually really like this movie. It was my first time viewing it. I think that Jennifer is actually the character who comes around to being like vulnerable, and we try to like build up Needy as like the nerdy underdog girl when really she's like kind of callous and a bad fucking friend. Like really in this movie there's a lot going on, and I actually really liked it, and I thought there was some cool gore and effects. I love the scene when Jennifer takes like the football captain out to the woods and fucking eats his face off. That was sick.
Yes.
When
Yeah,
she
there was
opens her
some
mouth.
decent kills for sure.
Yeah. And how dare you talk ill about Amanda Seyfried?
I like her.
I did not like the end of this movie at all.
I didn't really care for the end of the movie, and it went a little longer maybe than it was needed. But, man, for me, the 2000s was a really bad decade for horror, honestly. And I think
As this movie shows.
I think that this is one of the stronger ones. I think up there with like, man, the whole decade honestly kind of
Scream?
sucked.
We did it.
Scream, no, that's 90s though.
We didn't
We got to
even-
like Scream 4 in 2000s.
Okay.
We didn't even get to see the kills that we wanted to see the most, which was like probably of the band because we hate them more and more. And then they're like, oh, we'll just have them dead like as the credits are fucking rolling or something. It's like the only kills that I wanted to see. Not in there.
Yeah, I can.
You want to see them kill Green Day?
If you think that band is anything like
They
Green
kind
Day,
of look like Green Day.
Who in that band
The
looked
lead
like
singer.
anybody from
Looks like
Green Day?
Billy Ray Cyrus or whatever the lead singer of Green
Yeah,
Day's
Billy
name
Ray
is.
Cyrus. Yeah,
you now
exactly.
kn-
You
now
know.
Rob's knowledge of Green Day.
What's his name? Billy
Joe Armstrong.
Billy
No,
Joe
it's Billy
Armstrong.
Ray Cyrus.
It's,
His
no,
fucking,
that's
no.
Miley Cyrus's dad. I know that much.
That's Miley Cyrus's dad, which I guess is probably the most appropriate way to acknowledge Billy Ray Cyrus, like now and
Nowadays.
forever. Yeah, like
He's got that one banger.
what Old Town
My
Road.
achy breaky heart.
Oh.
That's him, right?
Yeah,
I
he
thought that
wrote
was-
that.
no, he did.
Yeah.
The Boulevard of Broken,
Dreams.
Boulevard of Achy Breaky Heart.
Boulevard of Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah.
Right
Um,
across from Old Town Road.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 25-second warning.
I do like Lil Nas X.
I gave this movie
too.
a 53. Part of that might have been I had a lot of high expectations going into it. Might have affected a little bit. Also, this was my very first movie too. So
7
the
out of 10.
list.
This was like my second movie, and I get 7 out of 10. Is this like your normal? Is this the same, or is this on a curve this
This
month?
is a curve.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, God
The
damn.
31 Days of Horror curve.
I
right.
gave it a B minus.
Alrighty.
That's pretty high.
I like this movie.
And you're giving me shit for giving it a 7 out of 10?
Oh, you give everything garbage
He
fucking
wasn't giving
scores.
you shit. I think he was just more surprised that you've given more than one movie a
I
7 so
didn't
far.
think I was going to like this movie. I liked it.
All right.
I like you.
Oh, thank you, babe.
Movie number 6. Rare Export.
Woo!
2010. This was my pick. So this was kind of a little bit of a spite pick because we know
Spite pig.
we know Michael hates Christmas. So
You
I
can
had
leave
to
the mask off of that.
I had to throw some Christmas movie in there. And I threw this one in there, and this movie is a lot of fun, and Michael and I like it, and he's wrong sometimes. It's fine.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you
No,
two
what
talk
what
about
do you
it.
think for real? Because we know this movie pretty well, so I'm more curious what you thought of it. I don't actually care that you did not like it.
Oh, well, it was bullshit pick. And I wasn't too happy about it. Like when I finally got to the point of it where I was like, oh, this is like Jingle All the Way Part 5. Like it's
Wait,
garbage.
what?
I hated it. The best part about it was it's fucking like Finnish or Norse or whatever. I got to listen to a foreign language, and I don't know. I like cognitive association, of which there was almost none.
You didn't like when they got the weird Santa elf corpse that comes back to life and all? You didn't like that?
There's
No.
the helpers and stuff that
No,
were
it's-
naked chasing.
No, that movie sucked. It was horrible.
I like this movie, and of all like this horror movies that have Santa in them, I know there's not like a lot, but I feel like this is the one that he's actually kind of creepy looking in.
Oh, they can say not a lot of Christmas with Santa in them. You know.
Yeah, I feel like most Christmas movies have Santa in them.
I agree. That's why I was
I
like,
feel
oh,
like
this-
most Christmas movies have Melissa Joan Hart in them.
I mean, a lot of them
Yeah.
do. Yeah, at least
More
two.
than half, at least.
No, I like this film. I've seen this several times. This is maybe a little too dark for like young kids, but preteens, I think, like 10 to 13. Like, I feel like this is like a solid movie. It's definitely a horror movie, and like it's kind of scary and weird, but there's not like a ton of blood. There's like not really any swearing. I don't think there's any nudity in it.
There's a lot of nudity in it.
Is there a lot of nudity in it?
Yeah, with all the Santa's helpers chasing at
Well,
the
you're not
end, there's
seeing
a
their
lot of
fucking
dicks
dongs.
swinging.
Is there dongs flopping around?
When you
Really?
say there's no nudity, just the dongs flopping around.
I remember them
This
being.
is a hog-heavy
I
movie.
remember them being naked, but I don't remember seeing a lot of dicks. But
I feel like you see hogs, but
Okay,
maybe
maybe
I
you
was
do.
that could have just been my
okay,
imagination.
so 12 to 13-year-old Finnish children can watch this film.
Yeah, Scandinavian hogs aren't something
Yeah.
to be afraid of.
No, but this is I mean, I didn't think you were gonna hate it.
I
I knew you
kinda
weren't
thought
gonna
you would.
love it. But I mean, I thought the story was cool, and more like lots of more animal gore, and like the setting is really cool, and just
Yeah.
I really like the father son dynamic. But
Yeah.
I don't remember their
It's
names.
very,
but
it's very Hank Hill, Bobby Hill kind of situation. He's like really disappointed in his son for not being like more of a man at 10 years old.
but then he ends up being like
He's also a single
huge
father.
badass.
He's also a single father,
Yeah.
and they're like reindeer ranchers in northern Finland on the border with Russia.
Yeah, this is like pretty much the only like time of the year that they make most of their money, and
Yep.
it's off of capturing the reindeer, and they all get slaughtered.
Yeah, there is a lot of like grossly mauled reindeer. There's lots of reindeer guts in this film.
Lots of reindeer guts.
Lots
You guys
of
seen
hair
Reindeer
dryers.
Games?
Lots of.
Probably, I think so.
Excuse me. What?
Did you see
Reindeer
Reindeer
Games?
Games?
No.
Naomi Watts?
Naomi. Sure.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that film.
Well, that movie sucked, but it was a lot better than this movie.
Disagree. Yeah.
Disagree.
This is definitely darker than Gremlins, but a great horror Christmas
Oh my
comedy.
god, Gremlins
Yeah,
is
this
so
is
much
fun.
better than this.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gremlins is a
I
better
also
movie.
agree with that.
God.
But we're not talking about that.
So
We're
is
not.
Black Christmas.
Okay, so all the
Black
other
Christmas is
films
kinda
we're not
boring.
that we didn't watch and not talking about. What did you think about Rare Exports?
I don't want to
Oh,
talk
you didn't
about
like it. That's right. Anyway, Bill, what did you think about Rare Exports?
I liked it.
Oh, good. Me too.
This is not my first time viewing it though.
What'd you rate it?
I gave it a 70.
70.
I did, yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, this one is a lot of fun.
I think I also gave it a 7 out of 10.
What'd you give it?
I gave it an F minus.
F double fart minus.
Dude, I'm like upset that I watched it,
Good.
especially for this of all things. Now, if I
feel
went
that
over
way
to
of
my
some
mom's,
other movies.
I mean, you
If I
made
went
us
to-
watch Love Witch so we could be mad at each other.
dude, not even in the same realm.
Oh, was this movie 2 hours plus? No, it wasn't.
save it for the pod.
Yeah, save it for the pod.
You could talk about movies we didn't watch, but I can't talk about a movie we already watched.
Well, yeah, because we're not going to get to the movies we haven't watched.
We already did.
Just trying to eat up time because you didn't like this film. We got nothing to talk about. A substance.
I was going to let y'all talk for 5 minutes, but
You
I got
were,
tired of
but
fucking
you-
listening to that shit,
I was
too.
going to, but I didn't.
Fuck this movie. If you are really dumb and you like to
Finish.
watch things that suck, give it a
Watch
shot.
Jennifer's Body. All right. And
Next
that is
film.
it for number 6. Let's go to number 7. Michael, what do we got?
Oh my gosh. This was actually a great pick. 2009, Bill. Grotesque.
Grotesque.
I've been waiting to talk about this one.
Fuck yes. So this is I mean pretty much torture porn that has been on my list for a while, but I was surprised by it because most torture porn is just that, right? It's torture porn, which don't get me wrong, it's great, but this actually had some cool story to it and was really fucking disturbing. I doubt anyone is gonna watch like any of these that they haven't, but if you are interested in watching Grotesque, you might is definitely extreme horror, so don't just jump in there if you're not into extreme horror, because it's pretty extreme. But what do you guys think?
Of all the movies I watched this month, I wouldn't say this is my favorite, but it stuck with me more than any other movie. I thought about this movie for days after I watched
It's
it.
pretty rough.
This, to me, and you guys, you know what I watch, you know what I like, and you might be a little surprised by this. This was one of the hardest films for me to fucking watch.
Really?
Like, this type of violence, to me, is way worse than
Like
most
the
other.
sexual violence, or like just the close-up camera, feet, like,
It was a perfect storm of all things. Like,
it was.
like the torture, the sexual violence, the forcing of the companion to sit present in like the face of all of this, and honestly, the fucking sound editing in this film. Oh
Oof.
my god!
Honestly, the sound in this film was annoying. It was way too loud. It was almost comical with the squelching at certain points.
Some of it could have been overdone, but I like
All of it was overdone. All the sound effects were
That's
overdone.
the point.
I like
It's
the
fucking extreme horror, and
I-
it delivers.
I like the fact that if something was about to happen and the viewer was like, "Oh," and closed their eyes or looked away, you'd still
You
know
can't escape it.
exactly what was going on.
Can't
'cause
escape
you're
it.
gonna hear it.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
I like that aspect of it,
So
though.
this is a plot of a couple that's abducted by just a psychopath, torture, murderous fucking hellion, who just basically the whole thing takes place in his basement,
Yeah.
and he says, "Show me your will to live, and I'll let you go."
Also, I think this guy had the same architect as the doctor in Human Centipede. 'Cause he has like a fully functional trauma center in his basement.
I
He
mean,
was
He was like
another
an actual
doc- yeah.
surgeon,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's 100% medically accurate.
I like this movie more than I thought I was gonna like it, and I liked it more by the time I finished it than when I started it.
Yeah. Did you like the fake out?
I like the fake out. Well, actually, I saw the fake out coming like 100 miles away because it's like, oh, this dude's a demented weirdo. Like, there's no way he's gonna let them go.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
fair.
And I did like the decapitation was like really funny to me.
So
Dude, yeah.
And then
Good.
like
So
biting
good.
him on the neck and like all that. I did not like the weird blurry soap opera sequences. Like I felt like that was totally unnecessary. It didn't add anything for me at all. It was a waste of time. But I like this movie more than I expected to because it is like pretty gross and pretty brutal. And
I'm glad you did, because I definitely was like, I'm picking this, and Rob is gonna fucking hate it.
I mean, I'm all about forced masturbation. Like, give me that every day, all day.
Dude, it's fucking yeah. I
And
mean,
he's like, "You think I
like
can-
he said, like
You
We
think
got
I can
9 more movies
reach?
to get through.
You think I can reach?
this is not the easiest movie to watch for sure.
no, this one is fucked up. I love how all of the like mutilation and torture was done with like common and household objects like screwdrivers and nails and shit that like you
Chainsaw.
know that fucking hurts. Like everybody has hit their thumb with a hammer or shit like that.
Dude,
The how he sticks to his words so much, I like too. Like, I mean, he says he pretty much says if you say any word without me talking to you, like, you're gonna pay for it. And I mean, at one point, literally one of them utters one word, and he like cuts off all of their fingers.
I mean, he was going to anyway.
yes.
So it was a matter of like, I gotta punish you, so I'll do this an hour earlier.
And all like the like, see how long you can take the torture, and if you can take it for a certain amount of time, then we won't give the same to her, like
Right.
that kind of shit. Because like you said, they know each other, but not very well. It was like on a first date when they got abducted, and they're forced into this immediately. So good shit. Last
Yeah, this
20-second
was fucking
warning.
good.
I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna bump it up. Sometimes talking about it changes it. I'm gonna give this a 75.
No, yeah, I hate eyeball and finger injuries, so this is definitely cringy for me. 6 out of 10.
Right on.
Yeah, I gave it a score that I'm going to bump up just a little bit to a B plus because this one, like I said, I wore this one for days and it was hard. I had to look away and I still couldn't escape it, and I love it. That's what I
Hell
want in
yeah.
my horror. Fuck yeah, that's a great
Fuck
pick.
yeah. All right.
Next pick,
Next pick is number 8. What do we got?
we got The Void, which was my pick.
The
2016.
Void.
And we watched this one together.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not
this
very
is-
long ago either.
One of the few that we watched together.
Which means
We didn't
watch
pay
a-
attention to
we
it at
didn't watch
all.
a whole lot of it.
I like this movie, but I like sci-fi culty stuff, and that's
Yeah.
definitely what this was. And some good special effects, like some good practical effects. Not the strongest story, but you don't really need it. You just need to like get everybody kind of in one spot and have the cult pressing in on them. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
pretty much all you need. Yeah, the story was cool. There's some great gore. The monster was cool. Another thing that
Yes.
definitely like took some influence from the Thing, kind of just
Amalgamation
combinations
body.
of
And like,
yeah,
and like definitely some like Cthulhu, Lovecraft type of elements there. And I know
Which is
that
great.
that's a big check in your box over
Oh
there.
yeah.
yeah, and any cult stuff. We love cult play.
Oh my God, you know I love cults. And the cult in this one was cool, and they were like pretty ominous and didn't really even reveal much of themselves, which I feel is great. Also, there could have been like 5-minute exposition dumps that we completely talked over and missed in this. So
Oh,
there probably
absolutely.
were.
yeah. But I will say that this movie did have surprisingly good special effects, and I really liked just all of like the set and like color and editing of this film was a little bit better than I was expecting going into it. This is a lower budget Canadian horror film. It did come out 2016, but I didn't expect a whole lot from it. And a couple of the kills, so like especially like some of the like gun violence against like the creature, I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, that
Pretty
Wow,
graphic.
that's good.
was good. And I feel like it's probably a much stronger film than any of us realized. Even if the story was simple and like there were holes in it, I could tell even from not paying attention. It worked super well. I mean, we did watch it, but this was. I wouldn't be opposed to rewatching this again at some time, and I wouldn't be surprised if I liked it a little bit more.
I was actually a little disappointed we watched it together because I've been meaning to watch this film for a while. I keep seeing it pop up like on Reddit definitely and like other lists, and it's one of those like modern movies that has a Lovecraftian bent to it, not just with like tentacles and stuff, but just the whole idea of like opening another portal and like conquering death and all that shit. And the bad guy, the doctor, towards the end, like he looks very much like Frank and Hellraiser, like that his sort of
my God.
aesthetic, right?
I love that. So this film is pretty popular with like with the cult cult community.
Cult crap.
This is kind of a classic, even though it's relatively new. I think this is largely like, I think the creature they said was all crowdsource funding for the creature. They raised like $82,000, and that's how
awesome.
they paid for the
Wow.
fucking creature. And that was like half of their budget. And then
I would say even more so, honestly.
they ended up making money on this film, which was super cool. And that's like they made over what they put in, regardless of how much money they spent through with the crowdsourcing and stuff like that. So this is a cool movie to check out. Definitely one of the sleeper picks. And yeah, I wish I would have paid a
Yeah, if you're
little bit
looking
more
for
attention.
decent shit that's come out in like the last 5 years or so, definitely throw this on your list.
Yep.
Because, as we all know, it hasn't been the greatest 10 years for horror at this moment. But this was a
I
great pick.
disagree with
Disagree with
that.
that too.
Horror is doing so well right now.
Well, yeah. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have said that.
You're right. You shouldn't have said that.
But the 2000 to 2015, like yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, like that's kind of like more what I mean. It, like,
This is kind of right at the beginning of that resurgence that we've been talking about with like your Peels, your Astors,
Yeah.
Eggers,
Renaissance.
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 We.
James Wan, if you're listening, give us Malignant 2.
Also give us Aquaman 3.
Also, why are you listening to this?
He's looking
James
for
Wan?
ideas. He's looking for ideas because let's be honest. Like, I mean, Insidious and fucking The Conjuring and Annabelle. I mean, it's all kind of the same shit.
Yeah, come on, James Wan.
James Wan,
Give
step
us
it up.
something new.
You ain't got no time. You ain't got no money. You can't ghostwrite
He
these
definitely
shits.
has no time and no money.
He might not have time. He does stay fucking busy. He's putting out like 2 films a year. What the fuck is wrong with you, James Wan? Slow down.
All right, 20-second warning. Like I said, what I saw I liked, but what I saw was not much. 69. Because it's a fun number.
It's a fun number. Funny number. Hey.
You totally just picked that
Funny.
number to have that number.
I give it 6
Absolutely.
out of 10.
I gave it a C. So like we're all right there.
Yep.
I mean,
There
we
you
agree.
go.
All right. And that is it for movie number 8. We're moving on to movie number 9. Feeling fine.
Mm.
You guys feeling fine?
Do me. I mean, yes.
This is difficult.
Do me like a lady.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
2019 straight edge Kegger.
Ooh.
Who picked this one?
Yeah, who picked this piece of shit?
Picked by me, Sweet Bill.
Why don't you go ahead and give us some background on why you picked this real quick?
So
Tell
this movie is obviously centered around hardcore culture that I am a big part of, and I kept seeing it on Shudder, and it did not look good. It did not look good, and it had bad reviews.
Those
but
are accurate.
being a big hardcore fan, I mean, any horror movie that is big enough to be on Shudder that's about hardcore music, I'm gonna watch. So why not make you guys watch it too? And
I can think of a couple reasons.
this movie was not great. I did like the soundtrack, and there were some fun little like Easter eggs that if you weren't like a hardcore fan would have meant nothing that I enjoyed. But also, I had this movie playing in the background when I was getting ready for a hardcore show, so I definitely missed a decent amount of it, especially the end. So if you guys want to fill me in there.
Oh,
because
I think that was the right way. Definitely put this movie on the background and don't watch the end
don't
of it.
watch it. I mean, I try to, but I mean, like I said, I'm like calling an Uber. I'm like slamming beers, putting on my pants.
You're
Wait,
slamming
wait,
beers,
wait.
watching
You were a straight edge Kegger?
Oh,
God.
man.
So
Okay, spoiler. He drinks some beers at the end of the movie during the party.
Oh, he's drinking beers like way before the end.
So honestly, I thought that this was going to be like a pro straight edge movie, which is like fine, like whatever, but I'm not straight edge, and it wasn't, and I did appreciate
you
that.
You used to be straight. You were just straight edge like last time we hung out.
This is an
I was-
you were straight
anti-straight
edge last
edge.
time we hung out,
I was
wasn't he?
straight edge until I turned 16.
Yeah. I thought you broke edge when you were 16.
Yeah, that's when I
Yeah, I came out when I was 25, but
Were you 25?
yeah.
You're 25?
Well, when I
I
came
thought you were
out.
like 40.
Oh, I'm 31.
So straight edge Kegger, you guys watching this one again?
No.
Not a chance.
Terrible movie. Very boring.
I wouldn't think it was
The
that
lead
bad.
was a terrible actor. Like he had no emotion at any point.
It
he
was-
was so
Was he as
boring
bad
to
as
watch.
like the lead antagonist?
The lead antagonist was actually a villain. Like you kind of hate him because he's such a dickwad. But at least he like had some amount of range. The guy who played the protagonist, he might have been like fucking baked out of his mind the whole movie because he literally has no emotion. It's so boring to watch him talk about anything.
I mean, this
I was
movie.
just waiting for him to get murdered.
I mean, these were definitely not actors. This movie definitely felt like a band that wanted to have fun and like make a movie together.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's exactly what it was or not, but it was definitely pretty close to that.
Or his like buddy who's just like American Nick Frost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was totally. So, is this movie at all known, like in the hardcore community? Like, where did you
Not
see
that
it?
I know of. I literally just saw it like recommended for you or whatever.
On
and I
Shudder,
mean-
was the first time you heard about it? It wasn't
Yeah.
like on some subreddit or something
No.
like that.
No, I literally just saw it and just seeing the cover and what it was called, I was like, oh, this movie is like hardcore culture. I mean,
Yeah.
it had the movie has like the X's on the hands.
It- If our discussion about this film is not turning you off, instead of watching this film, watch Green Room instead. 'Cause it's a way better movie.
Green Room is one
Similar.
of my favorite horror movies ever. It's amazing, and
Wow,
yeah, it
ever.
is
It is really
really good.
it is similar, but insanely better. But like
by
I
about
said,
tenfold.
like I said, I
What
definitely
if Patrick Stewart was in this?
I would have less respect for Patrick Stewart.
The movie would be just as bad, and
The
Patrick
movie
Stewart would be
the
worse.
been in
movie
it.
would be just as bad, and Patrick Stewart would be worse for it.
Damn, that's harsh. Okay, so what was I know that you did sing the praise. You had one big positive from this movie.
Oh, that Shannon the Clams does some of the sound for it.
Yeah,
I
right
love
on.
Shannon the Clams. They're great. I don't know if they're like hardcore. They're more like kind of folky pop punk. If I had to put a genre to them, I guess. But yeah, no, they're great. I love them.
I was mostly the soundtrack was Shannon and the Clams and then Noose.
And Ugly Bones also
Oh,
was
yeah.
like did some songs and were in the movie as well.
So if
Yeah,
you
I mean,
guys
if-
know those bands,
Well, I mean, if you're
Listen to their music and don't watch this film.
If you're a big hardcore fan, it's worth a watch. To
You already have
just,
terrible taste. so.
There's some jokes just for big hardcore kids in there that are fun, but it's not a good movie. I gave it a 55, and that's probably more than it deserves, but
I gave this a 3 out of 10.
fair enough.
you know, just for reference, I gave it the same score I gave Waxwork, which
Ooh. Wow.
is a D+.
Ouch.
That does hurt.
Just
Even
wanted
me.
to remind you guys that I did hate Waxwork.
Waxwork is a way better film.
It is.
It really is.
It is. I can't argue that at all. Fuck. But it's not going to change my score.
All right, let's get movie number 10. That's right, folks. We're almost a
Ooh.
third.
1/3 of the way through.
Double digits. Do you want me to pick this one? No, I'm going to pick
pick the
this
other
one.
one. Pick
I'm
that
picking
one.
this
Pick a good one. Pick a good one.
I'm going to pick this one. Oh, I want to get into some meaty shit.
Some meat.
Oh, so here's this
this some
movie
meat?
was full of such good meat, like grade A meat.
And
This is a pick that I had.
Oh, no.
2016, The Love Witch.
Oh.
God, I've been meaning to watch this one for a while, and I'm
Wow.
glad I watched it, and I'm glad I don't have
to watch it again.
It wasn't actually bad.
It was
And
bad.
It was
you're
pretty
gonna
bad.
both hate it. I really like this movie for certain aspects of it. I don't know how much of like it fits into like the horror genre. Definitely some elements and inspiration, but like, what does this movie deliver in spades? Samantha Robinson, and it looked really pretty. Like the film, the set design, the costume design, all of the like, just the texture of actually being. This was shot on 35mm film. This wasn't a digitally shot film, which we just don't get that a whole bunch anymore. I do love like witch lore and like trinkets and spells and potions. Like people know me to say that, you know, I have the same affinity towards witches that a lot of teenage girls have towards vampires. Like, I'm a sucker for a hot witch story. Like,
I like witches too.
instantly.
I just like vampires more.
I like witches
I
too.
feel like
This shit
you
was
like
just kinda
more of like
boring.
you like the pumpkinhead haggis, like swamp witch, like a crone.
I mean, sexy witches are cool too. I love the craft. I love.
oh my god, the
Craft is great.
Like Witches of Eastwick
Mhm.
and the witches from Roald Dahl. Like, love that. Not sexy, but and the witch that we watched also great.
Yeah.
And Anya
And
Taylor-Joy.
sexy at one part.
And also sexy. But no,
Blood
this,
covered
few
ATJ.
this movie would have been great as a 30 to 40 minute short film for like what it brings to the table, like the throwbacks, the set design, the like really bad melodramatic acting, which is kind of cute for a few minutes,
yeah,
and
it's
then it gets
endearing,
old
but
as
it gets
shit.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
The
soap
like
opera
way
kinda.
over drawn out cult sequences where they're look like they've got like Anton LaVey in the back room and they're
It
taking
was
direction
hog
from
heavy.
him.
It was hog heavy.
It was
Which
heavy,
you
though.
know what?
We gotta give some. Like,
How long is this movie?
It was like 2
2 hours plus.
2.5 minutes.
Way too
I think
long.
it was 2.5 with the ads.
Yeah, but
way
we
too
need
long.
to
Was long.
bring more male nudity into Hollywood and horror, specifically a genre that is like within a world full of torsos, we could use a love witch. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean,
You're wrong.
I mean, from a male nudity standpoint, sure.
I could just watch Torso with men instead of women in it, and that would be better than watching Love Witch.
I'd rather just watch Torso on mute.
Also that. Yeah, I would also rather watch Torso on mute than watch this film again.
No,
Only because it's an hour shorter.
It is an hour shorter.
This movie it breaks away from the male gaze, and that's nice to do every once in a while, and like
Yeah.
way more often than is
No,
done.
I did like the
Definitely shackled to the male gaze.
I did like the uncomfortable, like overacting conversations and stuff that felt
Yeah.
very,
Soap opera?
yeah, but also like Gilmore Girls too, like in a weird way. But honestly, if it was 45 minutes shorter, it would have gotten a way bigger.
You're
bump
telling
from
me you didn't love the fresh tamp potion
I definitely
straight
didn't like
cramming
any
in?
fresh tamps, no.
Dude, I love a blood-soaked tampon. Like, that is something to sink your teeth into. There was a lot of imagery in this film. I really enjoyed it. And, I picked this film because, A, I wanted to see it, but B, I also...
Forced us to watch it.
yes. But, I think we did a pretty good job, and a lot of them are unfortunately coming up. But I guess we did talk about Jennifer's Body and The Love Witch. But we tried to do, some films by female filmmakers and directors, writers. We tried to do some foreign films. We tried to do some 80s and 70s and before that classics. We tried to do some modern films. We tried to just represent the entire
Run the gamut.
genre, as much as we could with 31 films. And there was definitely things that we missed and went over, but
I think we also tried to pick films we hadn't watched.
For the most
For
part,
the most part, yeah.
and a lot of it was what was available at streaming.
That
since
too.
we were all,
Didn't want to like pay.
didn't
for
wanna
I didn't
rent
want
movies.
to pay
Yeah.
for 31 movies.
even
at times
half,
3.
even half of that.
But
Yeah.
if we, could you
If I
imagine
would've
if we
paid
all
for Love
rented
Witch.
93?
Oh wow! I
fucking
spent $400 on movies this month.
movies? Right.
Didn't like half of them.
Oh man, do you think that you liked half of these movies?
Judging by my scores, no.
I agree with that. All right,
Alright,
20-second
Final
warning.
20. I gave this a 45.
I gave this a 3 out of 10. I think that's too high.
I gave it a B-, actually. I
Wow.
loved the way it looked. It was a little long. It was fun. It was artsy.
Just watch actual 70s movies and save yourself 45 minutes.
I do, and you don't, so fuck off.
Alrighty. And
Oh,
Rob, you want to pick number
got a-
11?
Got a cat on my lap.
Cat on my lap.
Look at this fat kitty cat.
Hey, be nice.
He's fatty.
Be nice.
Oh, Jacob's Wife, 2021, chosen by
Oh,
Michael. Barbara
man.
Crampton.
Barbara Crampton.
Barbara Crampton, I can now take you everywhere I go.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This movie sucked.
Yeah, I was not crazy about this film. It was more of like a marriage drama than it was a horror movie.
All horror movies, good ones, are
Or
allegory for
marriage
something.
dramas.
A lot of them,
I'm not saying
trauma,
they're not.
loss,
I'm just saying
marriage,
I'm
friendship.
just saying it was a little more concentrated on the marriage aspect than on the vampire aspect. And I was psyched for a vampire movie because I didn't pick any. And you did.
just-
This is the only vampire movie we picked this.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's vampires in Waxwork, but
There's fucking everything in Waxwork.
there is. It's great.
This is like
Um,
vampire-esque in 93.
I just wasn't crazy about the story in general, and the actual monster I thought was very goofy looking.
Get out of here. I love the matriarch.
There's
I
a
like
lot of
the like
over and
androgynous
underacting.
kind of vampire.
I mean, my main thing was not like the design, but just like how much you saw it.
Yeah.
You didn't get too much of it until the final act, though. A lot of the movie,
But then in the final act,
it's
he's
in the
just
showers,
literally just
shadows.
hanging out in the. Oh, if he was in the shower, I would have changed things. He's just like hanging out in the
in
backyard.
the backyard,
And
pontificating.
I didn't think the acting was that great.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
except for Crampton, of course.
And the husband. Husband was all right.
Crampton fucking like delivered in this movie as like.
She's
do you-
okay.
No, she was
She's
really
fine.
good. I feel like.
Mm.
And yeah, we can tell who the super fan is, obviously. But like, she fucking killed it in this movie. I'm not gonna say it was the best, but like, man, the gore, like the
There
limited,
was some good gore.
there was great gore. Like, I love like the terrifying vampire as opposed to like the sexy, sleek aristocrat.
Ooh, and a rat kill.
Oh yeah, the good rat kill,
Oh.
like a CGI rat kill. But like, this is not a big studio fucking budget or anything. But like, when the vampire, like the young girl who gets abducted in the early part of the film, and then they're going to the
old
warehouse,
mill. Yeah.
and then they're in the mill, and she drops down and fucking bites old homeboy's neck.
Yes.
That was good.
Dude, there was so much blood. Like, don't give me this vampire's kiss, like two little cute fucking chupacabra
Also
fang
great film.
punctures. Yeah, I want some like, I'll eat that motherfucker's head
Tear
off.
that throat out.
Dude, that throat got torn.
Give me some
out.
throat
Like a
pussy.
torn-
You
throat.
know how I feel
Mm.
about Tex. You know how I feel about throat.
Tear him out.
Tear him out.
Tear him out. Tear out your throat.
Tear out your throat.
This movie was good. Also, I love front fang vampires.
Oh, the Nosferatuan.
Yeah, or like Salem's Lot.
Nosferatian? What, how would you?
Nosferatu.
Nosferotin.
Yeah, it's like
Hey, man, you hear that? It's Nosferotin.
it's like verboten.
It is.
Yeah.
It's forbidden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody has bicuspids, except for babies and the elderly. Some of them.
Fucking
And the
babies don't
elderly.
count.
Some of the elderlies don't have their bicuspids anymore.
Oh, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah, it's
You think that then vampires wouldn't because they're so old.
yeah, but they take really good care of their teeth.
They do. They are regenerative.
Well, they've been around long enough to find a good dentist, which I think is hard.
How long have they been around? If you
Long
had to
enough.
guess.
Too long.
Which ones? These
Longer
ones?
than dentistry.
I don't know about that.
They've been around longer than Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I'd say a
That's
lot of
true.
things have. You could definitely say that. Before or after 9/11?
Shout out Dennis Rodman.
Do you think vampires had anything to do with 9/11?
Yes.
God, I've been waiting to talk about this.
Have I not gone into my spiel about how Islam is a sect of vampirism?
I don't know that we're going to go into it.
Do we not need to get into that now? Let's
I
save
wouldn't. No.
1 minute remaining.
Well, I have that other movie, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which I'll get into more of when we watch that film.
I refuse to watch that.
You refuse to watch it?
It's in black and white. He doesn't watch movies in black and white.
He watched one movie in black. Well, kind of watched a movie in black and white. Not really though.
I'm just kidding. I've seen it anyway. I'll watch it again.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you like it?
I think so.
I think we should talk more about movies that we're not watching for this 31
Yeah, that's what I'm
days.
trying.
Did you watch? Did you like it more than Jacob's Wife?
Yes. And I don't even remember anything about it.
You were pouty during Jacob's Wife and
I did
not
have
watching it.
I
You
did
were
have a
sleepy
bad day
and unhappy.
And I had like 3 different kinds of wine and beer. That was just not. I was not feeling great.
Dude, we ate so
Also-
much fucking.
I know
just-
it's
We had
full of charcuterie.
so much charcuterie,
Like
and
just
it
cheese
and it
and
wasn't a very
bread.
good film.
And that too.
10 seconds. Give it a rating.
42.
I think I gave this a 5 out of 10. Yep.
B minus.
Wow.
So just so you know, Jennifer's Body, Jacob's Wife, and The Love Witch all B minus.
It's your turn.
Alrighty. Going for film number 12. What do we got?
You tell us. You're the one picking it.
Sweet Bill.
What do we got? We got. So this is the only movie that we all decided on together. 2021 Halloween Kills. Evil
Dies
tonight. It's like
Oh,
The boogeyman has haunted this town for 40 years.
fuck this movie.
this movie's corny.
Ooh, it's bad.
You know, this is not a good movie.
This isn't even a good Halloween movie.
But it is a
It's-
vehicle for violence, and there's a lot of fucking violence.
a lot
bunch
of
of
great kills in this
Dead
movie.
firefighters.
Lots of great fucking.
Oh my
A lot of the
God.
people that you just think's a fucking hero.
Dude,
they're
they
gonna
tried to
fucking
cancel
die.
like every kill in this fucking
the,
movie.
the car door slam back kill. So
oh,
good.
that was actually really good.
That
So
was
good.
The
great.
gun?
Yes.
Yeah,
With
that
the
was actually a
accidental-
great kill. This movie has a lot of really good kills in it, actually. And if you're looking for another addition to like
they-
a long franchise where you can put it on Halloween night and leave it going in the background and
Yeah.
just look up and watch some kills, this is just average.
Have
It's-
5 or 10 beers. Put this movie on.
Yes.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is,
absolutely.
Oh, this is very much a have some buddies over and
Drink every time they say
Evil dies tonight. Yeah, you'll be
Also-
fucking wasted.
Very, very cute boy in a dress. Did enjoy that a lot.
God,
Yeah,
that
he-
kid has such a fucking punchable face. I'm
He
so
looks
upset
like
that you
the
find it
dude-
attractive.
Yes, very fuckable face.
He looks like the dude from Train, and like
he does not look like the dude from
mixed,
Train.
mixed
Wishes.
with like
He
one of the
wishes.
puppets from the Dark Crystal.
One
Like,
of
he's
the
got that.
puppets. He
He's
looks
got
like
that
one of the-
weird
one
smooth
of the-
face
those
and that little
vulture
head.
creatures, or the
no,
good guys?
The good guys.
Oh, okay.
He's got that weird fucking facial texture. Like when that dude starts to age, it's gonna be bad. Although I think he's like 28, 29.
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
older. And also, I think he's in You, which I've never seen this show, but
I wouldn't mind him having it in me.
yeah, that's what you said. Oh, who's Homegirl?
Oh, they also
Adriana Chin.
What's homeboy's name?
Judy Greer.
Oh, what's-
shout out to Judy
Judy
Greer.
Greer.
Judy Greer,
Oh,
if you're listening to
man.
this, Evil
Fuck
dies tonight.
Her wearing a Christmas sweater vest the whole fucking movie long.
Judy Greer, if you're listening, you want to be a guest on the show?
Also, I like when they
Please.
chase Ron Jeremy out of the window in the hospital.
Oh my God, this movie, man.
But no, they did try to like cancel like every kill in this. The opening fucking sequence when Michael comes out of the house and he yoinks like 7 firefighters.
I saw a bunch.
Dope.
There's a bunch of shit about how
They wanna get
when
rid
he
of the-
killed the gay couple.
Yep, because he's like,
Oh yeah,
Which
Stewart
is
from Mad
Stewart
TV.
from Mad TV.
Hilarious.
Gets fucking murdered as shit.
yeah, because all of a sudden Michael Myers
they-
is homophobic, despite he's
No.
killing children, women,
Babies.
the mentally impaired.
they had the
Like-
audacity to live in Michael Myers' old house.
Oh, that is true.
Mistake.
Yeah, Michael Myers spares no one, which
Everybody
is why
knows
we like
that
him.
he-
He's gonna kill the shit out of the police. and
Everyone
we
knows.
Fucking love him.
God,
He fucking haunted
love it.
Haddonfield for 40 years. They should have known better.
Yeah, he's the
Did you-
boogeyman.
Was it 40 years?
Yeah, I think.
Did
I
they
think
talk
I
about
think they
that?
mentioned that once.
He has
maybe
been
more than once.
haunting this town for 40 years.
Also, he can drive.
Yeah, despite being like institutionalized at age 8.
That also happens in Halloween 4, where they're like he like breaks out after 10 years. Like he can't drive.
I mean, is he?
Freaks out like every.
I mean,
fucking-
how much driving is he doing? Is he slamming on the
Hours, literally hours on the highway.
Yeah, but have you ever drove through the Midwest? You know,
I've never grown up in the Midwest.
It's very easy
Next
to
time
drive.
around, I might though.
I said have you ever driven around?
Oh, never that either.
I've never driven around in a movie.
Grown up.
Yeah. Well, shout out Andy Matichak.
Who the fuck is that?
She's
who is that?
she's Judy Greer's daughter.
Oh, fuck yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I don't know your name, but shout out.
Yeah, I like her. She's also in a different movie called Sun, which came out last year. There's another horror movie. She's doing some horror movie shit. She's fun. She's good. She's
good.
She's
good.
fun. She's good.
She's fun. She's good. I mean, what else is there
There's
to
not
say?
a lot to talk about.
Evil
in
Dies Tonight.
Halloween
That's
Kills.
kind of it.
No,
That's-
like the best part about this movie, like you know the plot already, you know the villains, you know the characters.
Michael Myers is getting out of a situation where he should be dead, and he's killing a lot more people.
And
well, it's a
doesn't
druid
die.
curse. It's a druid curse.
It's a true
It is the Druid Curse of Thorn.
That's canon. You gotta go back
Canon.
and yeah, that's what
They-
Halloween 4?
The mob surrounds him, beats him up. No one cuts his head off, and then he gets up and kills everybody. And
Yeah.
then it ends. And then you wait for the next movie to come out in 2 years.
Halloween more kills.
Halloween ends.
We'll see if Halloween ends
It
tonight.
definitely doesn't because I think there's 2
'Cause-
Friday the 13th movies with final in the name. So yeah, this franchise is not
They're
over.
gonna need some help. All right, final 10 seconds. I gave this a 50.
I think I also gave this a 5 out of 10.
I gave this just as much of a C as is possible.
Yeah,
this is
just-
one we watched together and kind of
it's a
talked
C
through too. This
prime.
was just average Halloween. You want to watch some kills? You know what to do. Push
Yeah,
play.
get really high or drink or something.
Oh my
Push
god!
play and enjoy the
you
blood.
want to watch this in a Colorado state or an Oregon state, or really
Or
any
any of the-
inebriated state?
Any of the other 1/3 of states that have recreational marijuana.
All right, number
Oh
13. What do
my
we got?
Gosh, how appropriate that the 13th pick is probably so. Okay,
Oh god.
I gave you some shit earlier because I said you pick absolute dog shit movies are absolutely great movies.
Is this a
My
great one?
2 favorite movies that I watched this year that I had never
I
seen
know what this
before,
is.
you picked both of them, and this one
You're welcome.
was so fucking good.
Is this Slither?
Slither, 2006. God,
Yes.
I don't know how. Okay, so Slither, put that right at the top of the list of horror movies in the 2000s because that decade, like we said, missing out on a lot of good shit. This
This is
one
great.
is so good. You got comedy, you got classic horror tropes, you got great practical effects and body horror that was just
Awesome fucking body horror. This is the kind of shit
Yeah.
that makes me squirm, and
Mhm.
I love it.
And there's a lot of squirming in this movie.
it's a lot of
Oh.
slithering.
So some of the CGI is a little dated, but
It's
not
2006.
not terribly so.
It's not bad enough that it
Also-
ruins the film.
Nathan Fillion. Who doesn't like Nathan Fillion? Come on.
me.
Oh my God,
Elizabeth Banks.
Michael Rooker,
Michael Rooker.
Jenna
Elizabeth
Fisher.
Banks.
Oh my God. Jenna Fisher.
God,
Ever heard of her?
Such a
Fucking
good,
most
idiots.
people hadn't at this time.
Great-
2006.
True, I was
Most-
great
Six.
cast.
Dude,
Great
Yeah.
cast.
this
The guy from Borat.
Oh,
Is that this
and
movie? that's not this movie.
Merle from Walking Dead.
Is that Grant?
That's Grant. Yeah, I think you said his name.
oh, he's in Walking Dead. Michael Rooker.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Merle in Walking Dead. He's one of
the
like
mad
one of
old
the
man.
racist biker guys.
Yeah, mad old man.
Mad old man.
Yeah,
God,
and-
Grant is so fucking funny before he like gets all fucked up.
And then
Like,
he's
his
funny
so
after he gets
gross
fucked up
and
too.
fucking
so
funny, yeah.
great, dude.
James Gunn, if you're listening, can you go back to making this type of movie and quit playing around with that bullshit Guardian of the Galaxy? Do people
Yeah.
even watch that? Have people? Have you?
I don't
do you
think
know
those
anybody
movies
that's
have
seen
made
that?
any
Yeah,
money.
I heard it grossed like millions of dollars. So yeah.
Oh, Slither. Yeah, Slither grossed millions of dollars.
The
According
opening
to
seconds.
according to Wikipedia, Slither grossed $12.8 million
This-
versus a $15 million budget.
How much did Guardians of the Galaxy gross?
Who
What
cares?
is
I'm curious.
what's it called?
We have time to kill.
Is that what it's called? Guardians of the
Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
But yeah, man, like
He's-
this movie
He's
is
also in Guardians of the Galaxy. He
Like,
plays
Michael Rooker?
Yanu and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Guardians of
Oh,
the Galaxy. This one looks like a modest. What is it? $772.8 million.
Oh, okay. Just a small amount.
Well, I guess that's why he's doing it. But it's because they had Dave Bautista in it. You guys fucking love Dave Bautista. Remember
And
when he
Chris
was
Pratt.
feuding with Triple H?
Fuck Chris Pratt.
Do you remember after they broke up
I would
Evolution and
definitely fuck
Randy
Chris Pratt.
Orton and fucking Ric Flair?
I definitely remember that.
Chris Pratt would definitely not fuck
no, he
you.
wouldn't because he's
a,
Very
pretty
against
Christian.
the Lord.
yeah, that's not.
But this Slithers is fucking funny too. Like you mistakenly called Midsummer like a horror comedy.
Oh, it definitely
but
is.
This
It didn't say call it
is
a
a
horror
horror.
comedy. I said it was a black comedy. There's a difference.
this has some great fucking comedy in it. The soundtrack is great too.
Soundtrack is great.
This was a lot of fucking fun.
So much fun, man. Oh,
I
and
thoroughly
a lot
enjoyed
dead
this.
kids. You get dead kids. You get weird
Oh my god!
transformation scenes.
No, I fucking.
You get like an ode to society at the very end. Like, this is a great film.
I fucking love Dead Kids. This movie.
I love.
I've always known about this movie based on the girl in the bathtub on the cover.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it until that scene came up, and I don't think that scene could have been any better than
It's
I
exactly
wanted
what
it
you
to be.
know it's going to go and what you want it to be.
Yeah. Well,
Also,
you know,
a
like,
total tip of the hat to Friday the Nightmare on Elm Street, right? The claw coming out
out
of
of the
Nancy.
bathtub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. That's what that is. I'm such a fun
And-
fucking monster too. That when the woman gets,
I'm so
Oh my God.
fucking hungry.
When she
Pass
says-
me some
barn.
of that possum.
She's just a huge fucking cube.
And she splits down the middle, do like a water balloon.
It's
So
so
gross.
so this
Gross.
obviously this was tipping its hat to the Nightmare series, to The Thing, and also
yeah.
I think to Brian Usna and Society.
and
right?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah, and totally. Like, man, this one,
But not as
this
boring.
is like a love
Not nearly as
story.
boring.
We'll get into it. Save it for the pod. This was a love story to horror fans, honestly, and in a decade that just didn't have that. And it was funny. It was like Evil Dead funny. Like, not necessarily to that level.
Not
but,
that campy, but definitely.
Oh my! It was
It was campy, but not Evil Dead levels where it's like
Yeah.
skeletons laughing and jiggling and stuff. But
oh man, how about that shotgun kill?
oh yes.
Fuck, this was a good
Also,
movie. I'm so
you gotta
happy.
get the CDC on the horn.
Any movie where someone
Who's
gets
the head
someone on
of
the horn.
CDC? Who's the head? Is it Langley?
Langley,
no,
yeah.
no,
It's
Langley's
Langley.
the CIA.
Langley, yeah.
The CDC, no.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right.
How many horns are
Well,
there?
ask Bill's dad because he's friends with Tony Fauci.
Call him up. All right. 25 seconds. This is an 83.
Ooh.
This is probably my favorite movie from the list that it was my first viewing of.
I gave this a 7 out of 10, but it's definitely a high 7. It's not quite an 8, but
hard
it
7,
almost is. Yeah, definitely a hard 7.
Hard.
I gave this an A-. This was tied for my favorite first viewing. I watched 2 of the films on our list prior to seeing them this past month, and the 2 that you guys picked that I had seen before happened to be 2 of my all-time favorites. And this
Okay.
one was just below that in terms of horror. I love this one.
All right. Let's get number 14 on the horn.
Number 14 is Gozu, 2003,
Gozu.
picked by Bill.
Hell yeah. So this one has been on my watch list for a while because it is Mike, who is one of my favorites, and it's supposed to just be weird as fuck, and it absolutely was weird as fuck. I didn't know how you guys were going to feel about this one, but I actually really enjoyed this one. I felt very uncomfortable and like annoyed. Like there were definitely times where I actually felt like I was in a nightmare and I was so annoyed, and the doll kill at the beginning is fucking hilarious.
It is hilarious.
But there's also some like relatively just unsettling part. There's a lot that like triggered my anxiety because I just can't help but being in some of the situation that he ends up being, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And you both know that I love feeling uncomfortable, and I felt that a lot. I know you did not really like
Did
this
not like
one,
this
and I
movie.
hope that had to do with the amount of fucking commercials that you had. That's very unfortunate, but
I didn't get a single commercial.
yeah,
Me
in this.
neither.
Neither did you either.
What
which-
did you watch this on?
I watched this on Asian
Asian Crush?
Me
And
too.
Based on my singular experience with Asian Crush, they don't even have ads.
Okay, I had so many ads that I was stopping. I was pausing when it came back to see how much time had passed. 8 minutes. I was getting 8 minutes between 60 to 100-second ad clips. So I shit you not, dude. I got over halfway through this film and I thought about buying it so I could finish watching it because I had
To
another
never watch it
hour.
again.
So I had another hour, and I this took me almost 3 hours to watch this film because I had so many ad breaks. It was insane. And not only was it
sucks.
pissing me off, but I was getting cut in between like major scenes to where all the action was dying out. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that this movie takes place is like based off of like Japanese folk tales or like stuff I'm not really familiar with the source material. And since I'm not, it just feels like this weird mishmash. And I kept getting stopped and started. I just did not like this film. And-
Better or worse than Horrors of Malformed Men?
Ooh, man, I think it was actually worse.
Wow.
Yeah, because again, like by the time I was like 2 hours in, and I'm like checking to see how much, and I've got like another 45 minutes of watching this fucking dog shit. Like there were funny parts, there were some cool kills, like all the stuff with the ladles was like really weird and kind of funny, and the dog kill at the very beginning was really funny, and but the rest of it was a fucking slog. And then you finally see the birth at the very end, and it's like you didn't show me near enough of this. Like this is kind of lame, and then it just ends. And I feel like this is one of the more inaccessible of his films, given what other reviewers had said after I watched this film.
Yeah, it's
Well,
definitely.
he makes a fuckload of films.
Yeah, he's made like 100 films.
Like that's not an exaggeration. He
Yeah.
really
Oh, yeah.
has. I want to watch as many of them as I can stomach, but I will say that this was the final movie that I watched at the end of like a 31-day fucking blitzkrieg, and I had palate fatigue by the time I got here, and it was not short, and it was commanding of your attention, and it also made you feel like you were in a fucking dream, dude.
Mhm. Nightmare.
So it starts off pretty good, and I'm pretty open-minded, and it doesn't feel really like a horror movie, and I'd argue that most of it really doesn't. I don't know, parts of it, it's more of like the like fucking frantic state of like his mental stability that it's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of horrifying.
like a psychological thriller.
I
Almost.
love the fucking cow head, like fucking minotaur monster type of thing. The facial licking was one of my favorites.
that was one of the better parts, and one of the
Shit was
better like
great.
practical effects for sure. And that's like where the movie takes its name from. Gozu is a
Oh yeah, it means. So go ahead.
it's a it's a folktale that doesn't actually exist. That is a folktale about a folktale where if you heard this ghost story, you'd be so scared you'd die essentially. And it's called Gozu, and it's about like a cow-headed minotaur.
so
but-
it's like the fucking Ring.
Kind of, yeah, but like way more boring and confusing.
When did Gozu come out? 2003.
2003.
Yeah, 03.
You know, this movie wasn't my favorite, and like I said, I was just over it. But one scene that I did really want to talk about that for just half a second made me feel like I was going fucking crazy.
I
which
think I know what you're talking about.
There's a couple that potentially, but like the one, I think it's especially more like nerve-wracking if you're not a native speaker of Japanese, because like you don't realize
Well, you
it.
grew up in Osaka, right?
No,
Oh.
no,
Nagoya?
no,
No. Kyoto?
Get to what you're talking
Okinawa.
about.
Oshinawa.
Okinawa. Anyway, so you're not a native speaker. You don't like recognize the words, but you can kind of start to hear the cadence and the tones. And when he's going into the fucking restaurant,
Oh,
like when
yeah.
the man gets abducted from the car or whatever, holy shit!
It's
That
just the
phone
guy
conversation.
saying the same thing.
What are you guys even talking about?
for like fucking 6
The guy
minutes
says
uninterrupted.
it's hot. I told him, is it really hot that day? It was 85, hotter than the other day. It
Oh,
was really hot, and like
yeah.
it is.
No,
constant,
it's
and
hot
it is-
outside.
and-
It's 85.
I love
told
how
him-
It was
No.
the subtitles
brutal.
were also like countrified. Like you can tell he's like speaking like an informally kind of.
God, this is the last one for the first episode.
Yes. So last number 15, last one of part 1. We're ending it on a
Gozu.
We're ending it on a banger. The Devil's Rejects,
Oh my
2005.
God.
Another
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
picks.
This is a top 5 all-time horror movie for me. It's an absolute fucking banger. Love it.
So this is one of the few, maybe even the only one that I picked that I had seen before, and it was mostly to get Rob to watch it because Michael and I are big fans of this, and we wanted Rob to watch it because this movie is fucking awesome. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, I had never seen any of Rob Zombie's films, and this is consistently rated as his best one. I thought it was pretty good. I actually didn't expect to like this either. I thought this was going to be like, I thought, and I was correct in thinking this would be excessive in all manner, and it totally
yeah.
is. That's like his whole style is like white trash and excess swearing, excess like gore, excess
Sexual violence,
sexual violence,
characterization, horror tropes.
The man's a
Uh,
huge fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
70s like classic rock from Southern classic rock kind of stuff.
Insider horror, Easter eggs. Like the entire
Yeah.
cast is made up of like genre actors.
Exactly, and yeah, clearly, like even if you hadn't told me that, like this dude loves Texas Chainsaw, like
Yeah,
obviously. But yeah, like this is a fun film. It makes me want to watch like more of his movies. I actually did watch his Halloween,
yeah, we'll talk
on
about
Halloween
this.
Eve, but
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had two friends come over and they brought a DVD of it and like, do you have a DVD player? I was like, oh yeah, I totally do actually.
It's brutal.
It's brutal, and we were like talking and stuff, but I was still watching it and like it was good. So I like this.
What's the kid's name? The rapper now, Young Dirk. The young
What?
kid from fucking Halloween is
He's
like
a
an
rapper
Instagram face tat rapper now.
Oh.
Dude, I showed
Sounds
you.
like something I
I
would know,
showed
but I
you
don't.
all of this shit when we were sitting in the theater watching Candyman,
on.
but you were very high.
Somewhere else.
50,000 feet,
You were so fucking
cruising.
overwhelmed by that.
I was also pretty high, but yeah.
I know you like the Groucho Marx names.
Yes,
Right?
that was
It's a
fun. The
fun
little
little
tie, and I was like,
tidbit.
oh,
Yeah.
that's you're kind of artistic. Hey, you're like an auteur.
And I'm a big fan of just like anything graphic that happens in the middle of the fucking day.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I love daytime
Midsummer.
horror,
Yeah.
and like I know like people criticize Zombie a lot because he always does like sexual violence, and people are not a fan of that, and that's fine. But like he does it well. Like he does it like it's disturbing, and there's a lot of that in here. So if that's not your thing, maybe stay away. But the soundtrack is great.
Oh my God.
There's some awesome fucking one-liners in this that are
did
super
not-
fucking badass.
Did not like the ending at all.
The ending is not my favorite part of this movie, even though I love this movie.
it's not my
But the
favorite either, but-
Freebird fucking car
Hate that
sequence.
song. Hate Freebird. Hate the ending. Hated it.
I won't hold that against you because I can get that. But what I will
Yeah,
say
that's fair.
is regardless of genre, my singular favorite opening credit sequence of any fucking movie. So fucking good. When the Firefly family is coming out of the house against Sheriff Wydell and his men, and they're sneaking out through the fucking swamp, and it's doing those cut still fucking collage to fucking Midnight Rider.
Yep.
Dude, so good. Oh my God. And like to this day, and whenever that song comes on, I'm like, Devil's Rejects. And like, yeah, so many good one-liners. And you got Priscilla Barnes from fucking Three's Company is in
Yeah.
there. That's fucking great. You got Leslie Easterbrook is in there. She's from like the Police Academy movies. And then Sid Haig, Ken Foree, Bill Moseley. Fucking just a stacked cast.
Who plays the female lead in that movie? Who's that?
Sherry Moon.
Oh yeah, who's she related to?
I don't know who she's related to.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. She's a
No,
great actor.
Is she a great actor?
I think she's
She's
great
actually
in Devil's
so
Rejects.
good in
She's
most of
really
his
good.
movies.
She's great for that role. She's great
Yeah.
for
That's
like,
the role that she played in the
like
movie. So get fucked,
crazy, creepy Jessica Simpson.
dude. She's
Yeah.
she's funny in that movie as well. I think. Also, you got Diamond Dallas Page, fucking DDP, and Danny Trejo as the fucking
Danny
like,
Trejo, I did love him
Dude,
in that, dude.
Oh,
that
love
was
that
great.
shit.
Danny Trejo's.
I mean, this is such a fucking good. I love this fucking movie. I'm the devil, and I'm here
Yeah,
to do
dude,
this
the
devil's work.
I think that's a little hokey, but okay.
Well,
If I was gonna fucking kill somebody, I would say that shit to them.
and
I-
that's such a fucking good kills right there too. Like
Oh my God.
There were some good kills.
there's some
there were
great
some really
brutal
good kills.
like blunt
Tutti
object.
fucking fruity. Come
yeah,
on.
there's some comedy. There's definitely again. I like this movie. This is good. This is a good watch.
I'm
Good
gonna have
pick.
to commandeer your station wagon for some official clown business. And then he says some other mean
Yes,
shit.
some-
Some of
then
that
tells the
shit,
kid to
yeah.
like
Did
get the
I
fuck
stutter,
out.
bitch?
Bitch.
Don't you like clowns? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny? God, Sid Haig, R.I.P. That one
R.I.P..
fucking hit me hard last year. I'm not even joking. It was like Sid Haig and Bill Withers were the two, and Charlie Prine. Yeah, fuck,
All right.
man.
Sid Haig was
Tense.
also the peak of athletic performance.
He's so fucking hot.
All right, this gets an 88 from me. This is one of my faves.
A++.
6 out of 10.
Right
Strong
on.
6.
Well, Elmers,
That's part
that's,
one.
That's part one.
And Michael Barrymore, Berryman,
Michael Barrymore.
Michael Berryman?
Barrymore.
isn't it? God, he's so fucking good. All right, anyway, yeah, it was a little sloppy getting through this. It was a little fun. Not that much fun though.
Like it when it's sloppy. It's fun that way. Hey.
Yo, and you knew it was going to be like this, Elmers, and guess what? We ain't done. We're actually going to do this all over again next week. Plus one, we're hitting you with the final 16.
We got 16 more to do,
Oh
baby.
my god, and I got some good shit lined up. There's a couple movies that we didn't get to today that I cannot wait to dive into next week.
Oof.
Hopefully we're still fresh on them because
Oh, yeah.
man, full disclosure, it's been we're in the
It's
It's been 1 week.
since October ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so some of these movies I watched like 45 days ago at this point. That's not how
Well,
math works.
and just think next week when we do the other 16 of these, like
it would be a week from the day when we
It will be a
record
week
that.
from today. Yeah,
Yeah.
It'll be even further. We'll have even less memory of these films.
Right, because
Totally,
it'll be
yeah.
7 days from now
We're
that we
definitely
record
not going to
that.
record this like right after we finish this at all. Definitely not.
That would be disingenuous.
It would be. We've never lied to you that much. We never will.
No, we never will lie to
Brutally
you.
honest.
We
Never
are
lie.
committed to our craft. We are committed to excellence, and we are committed to transparency,
I never told
which
you
is
in my
why I'm
life.
not wearing underwear.
Alrighty. Stand
Stand up.
Stand up when I'm talking to you. Oh, wait, that's not that song.
And stay tuned for part 2.
That's right. Stand up and stay tuned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, pull up with us, watch 2 films. Come on, watch 2 films. If you scared, don't come over here.